Did Selena Gomez secretly marry Benny Blanco? The truth about their fairy tale wedding. Hollywood has witnessed its fair share of whirlwind romances, secret weddings, and jaw-dropping celebrity unions. But this one? This one might just take the crown, because if the rumors are true, Selena Gomez, America's sweetheart, global pop icon, and one of the most beloved stars of her generation, has officially married Benny Blanco, the hit-making music producer who stole her heart. Yes, you heard that right. Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco. Married. But how did this happen? What really went down at their supposed wedding? And why is the internet divided between calling it the love story of the decade and questioning whether it's even real? Stick around, because we're diving into everything, from the wedding gown that broke the internet to the star-studded reception, the honeymoon whispers, and the controversies already sparking around their marriage. This is the untold story of Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco's wedding. The wedding ceremony, a fairy tale in real life. Every great wedding has its moments. The gasps when the bride walks down the aisle, the hush when vows are exchanged, and the cheers when the couple is finally announced as husband and wife. And when it comes to Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco's wedding, every single one of those moments carried the weight of history. When Selena appeared at the top of the aisle, the entire crowd reportedly fell silent. The woman the world had watched grow up on Disney Channel, the woman fans had seen fight through heartbreak and illness, was now a bride, and her dress told its own story. Selena wore a custom couture gown, designed exclusively for her. The look was both classic and bold. A flowing ivory silhouette, delicate lace detailing across the bodice, and a cathedral-length veil that floated behind her like a halo. It wasn't just fashion, it was symbolism. Selena chose elegance over extravagance, grace over spectacle. This wasn't a Kardashian wedding designed to shock Instagram. This was Selena reclaiming her narrative. And the image of her smiling through tears, walking towards Benny Blanco, is already being called one of the most iconic bridal moments of the decade. While Selena commanded the spotlight, Benny Blanco embraced his role as her quiet anchor. Known for his offbeat style and messy charm, he surprised everyone by going classic, a black tuxedo tailored to perfection, paired with a subtle silver tie. But here's the detail that melted hearts. Pinned to his jacket was a small embroidered S, a tribute to Selena. The ceremony itself took place outdoors, overlooking the Pacific Ocean at sunset. Guests were seated in a circular arrangement around the couple, a decision insiders say was meant to symbolize unity and equality, with Selena and Benny at the center of it all. White roses lined the aisle, candles flickered softly in glass lanterns, and a live string quartet played as Selena walked towards Benny, reportedly to a slowed-down version of one of her own songs, a haunting instrumental of Lose You to Love Me. When Selena reached Benny, sources say he mouthed the words, "You look perfect," before the officiant began. Both Selena and Benny wrote their own vows, and those who were there say it was the most emotional moment of the entire day. Selena's vows were a raw reflection of her journey. She spoke about pain, resilience, and how Benny came into her life when she had nearly given up on love. Benny's vows, meanwhile, were surprisingly vulnerable. He admitted he never thought he'd be the man standing at the altar with her, that he had always been the guy in the studio, not in the spotlight. Guests were reportedly sobbing. Taylor Swift was seen holding back tears. Even Benny, who's usually laid back and joking, couldn't get through his vows without his voice breaking. And of course, the guest list was stacked. Taylor Swift, Camila Cabello, Nicola Peltz-Beckham, Ed Sheeran, and even some of Selena's Disney Channel co-stars were spotted. It wasn't the largest celebrity wedding, but it might have been the most emotional. The reception, a night of music, magic, and gossip. If the ceremony was about love and tears, the reception was about pure celebration.
Because when Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco threw their wedding after-party, it wasn't just a reception, it was a Hollywood event disguised as a fairy tale. The reception took place under a massive glass marquee by the ocean, with string lights twinkling overhead like stars. The theme? Timeless elegance meets modern glamour. Crystal chandeliers reflected off mirrored tabletops, roses overflowed from silver vases, and the entire venue shimmered in shades of white, blush, and gold. At the center, a custom dance floor engraved with Selena and Benny in bold script, surrounded by hundreds of candles that gave the entire space an ethereal glow. When the newlyweds made their grand entrance, the energy in the room shifted, and then came the moment, their first dance as husband and wife. Selena and Benny swayed to a live rendition of Elvis Presley's Can't Help Falling in Love, performed by none other than Ed Sheeran. Selena rested her head on Benny's chest as they moved slowly across the dance floor. Cameras captured her whispering something in his ear. Fans are still speculating about the words, with lip readers suggesting she said, "This is everything I dreamed of." But Ed Sheeran wasn't the only one to perform. Taylor Swift hit the stage for an acoustic version of Love Story, which she dedicated to Selena. Charlie Puth performed See You Again, and the biggest shock of the night, Justin Timberlake showed up and performed Mirrors. It wasn't just a reception, it was a private concert, curated by two of music's most beloved stars. Guests feasted on truffle pasta, lobster tails, Tex-Mex-inspired sliders, and a 6-tier wedding cake with edible crystals. Custom cocktails named after Selena and Benny's biggest career highlights flowed freely all night long. The dance floor stayed packed until nearly 4 a.m. Selena eventually swapped her gown for a sleek satin mini dress, dancing barefoot with her friends. Benny, meanwhile, jumped behind the DJ booth for a surprise set that had Taylor Swift and Camila Cabello screaming with excitement. But the highlight? Selena herself grabbing the microphone to perform Love You Like a Love Song for Benny. The crowd went wild, Benny blushed, and fans online declared it the most iconic moment of the night. Of course, there was gossip too. Rumors of two A-list stars getting cozy in the corner, Taylor Swift spotted having a serious conversation with Selena's mom, and whispers that certain uninvited exes tried to reach out before the big day. The honeymoon whispers and fan wars. The morning after the wedding, paparazzi lenses turned towards one burning question. Where did Selena and Benny go for their honeymoon? Some claim they jetted off to the Maldives, others insist Europe, specifically Italy, and a few suggest Selena wanted to spend quiet time in Texas with family before heading abroad. Meanwhile, the internet exploded. Hashtags like Mrs. Blanco and Selena found her forever trended worldwide. Fans flooded social media with edits, fan art, and theories. But the fandom was divided. Some were thrilled, calling it the wedding of the decade. Others questioned if it was rushed. Critics resurfaced old Benny interviews, asking if he really was husband material. And inevitably, comparisons to Justin Bieber's wedding began trending again. The media, however, was unanimous. This was one of the biggest celebrity weddings of the decade. Fashion magazines praised Selena's gown, music outlets obsessed over the live performances, gossip blogs picked apart the guest list and controversies. But not all the headlines were glowing. Rumors of family tension, resurfaced Benny quotes, and whispers of ex-drama quickly surfaced. The fairy tale, it seemed, came with shadows. And here's where it gets real. Hollywood marriages don't have the best track record. For every iconic couple that stands the test of time, dozens more crumble under the pressure of fame, rumors, and relentless paparazzi. So, will Selena and Benny last? Some say yes. They argue that because Benny isn't chasing the spotlight, he gives Selena the stability she needs. Their relationship started quietly, away from the cameras, built on genuine connection rather than PR. Others are more skeptical. They point to Hollywood's history, Benny's quirky personality, and Selena's nonstop career as potential hurdles. But here's the truth. This isn't about odds or statistics. It's about two people who found each other in the chaos of Hollywood and chose to commit. For Selena, this marriage is more than romance. It's a statement. After years of heartbreak, health struggles, and being defined by past relationships, she's showing the world she can write her own love story. For Benny, it's about stepping into a new role, not just as a hitmaker, but as the man who finally gave Selena her happily ever after. So, what do you think? Is this the fairy tale ending Selena Gomez has been waiting for, or just the calm before another Hollywood storm? Will Selena and Benny be the couple that finally breaks the curse, or will they join the long list of celebrity marriages that burned bright and faded fast? One thing's for sure, the world won't stop watching.